Hi, job seekers. Welcome back to Let's Read from a career podcast powered by My Job Factory, where we help you understand careers, company cultures, and why founders don't sleep. Today's guest is that rare person who looked at online games and said, why are we all bonding with strangers while ignoring our own family members in the living room? But she didn't complain, didn't make any Instagram reel about it. She actually went ahead and built a solution. She built Plarty, the world's first culture tech game that brings people together without Wi-Fi, without ads, and without that cousin who always cheats in dumb charades. She has a master's in AI from University of Texas, Austin, meaning she absolutely could have built a robot to do her laundry. But nope, she built something more important, a way to make humans laugh again without checking their notifications every 4 seconds. She's a founder, technologist, culture revivalist, full-time mom, the one and only one all the way from Dubai. She is Sindhuja Maddela, founder of Plarty. Sindhuja ji, we are thrilled to have you here today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ajay. I felt so good with the intro.
Yeah. Sindhuja ji, I quickly come to the first question. See, I am a founder myself, and every founder has that one dramatic moment in his lifetime where he or she says, enough is enough. Now I am going to build my own solution. I want to know what was your twist moment that made you go from player to creator to building Plarty.
Yeah, sure. So, with a brief background, I am a computer science graduate. So, I love building things. I love tech. And as soon as I graduated, I moved to US and I started my job. I directly started working because I got an opportunity to work. So I started my with a junior dev position, and I climbed up all the typical tech ladder, and I moved to on-site delivery lead. So in this journey, I got opportunity to work at different phases of SDLC. So I worked as a BA, I worked as a dev, I worked as a UAT specialist, I worked like from end to end. So building product, solving problems is like that excites me a lot. So that gives me experience, but also it gives few limitations in corporate world that you cannot take few decisions on your own. You're always forced to do things which are very, very inclined to deadlines or the team culture or the team vibe. So you're not given that 100% freedom on how to implement things. So that is where I always wanted to build something on my own. But coming from a middle class background, financial status and all, I wanted to get to that stage where I can take risks and not put everything I didn't want to take like risk in the immediate stage of my career. So I built my career, I built my family, and now I'm when I got an opportunity to move to Dubai, I was like, okay, maybe this is an opportunity for me to build something on my own. And my professional and personal life both met, because in my personal life, because I lived in different states and I had to work in different states. I used to make many friends, and when we used to hang out, we always used to play these games which I used to conduct related to our culture, like maybe dumb charades or antakshari or this, and people used to love those icebreaker games. And I always used to feel I wish there was an app which would give me these games where we just hang out and play instead of just watching a movie or watching or playing Jeopardy, Family Food. There are some Western apps in US which we can play, but they are not close to our culture. Everybody doesn't know all the US series or all right. So I used to manually make shit take like in a Ziploc, and we used to play it burst while traveling or at home. So my friends used to love, and we used to make a lot of core memories. Even after years, we used to remember how we played that game, how we played this game. So that personal and professional intersection is what Plarty is. So Dubai gave me this opportunity to build a company, build an app, do what all I couldn't do in all my tech career. I'm able to do with Plarty right now. So that is like, it's a long story, but I had to give why. Yeah.
But very well answered, very well, found a gap and picked up this golden opportunity of building a desi app built on desi games. With this, I quickly move on to the next question, which is on the basics of hiring. See, Sindhuja ji, every founder has that one quality to spot talent instantly, and it's like a
Yeah.
superpower. What's that trait that makes you think, yep, this is it, this is the person belongs to Plarty, even before you look at his resume?
Yeah, definitely. So one thing I always believe is expertise is very good, but I always believe people who work in different types of projects will inherently have better adapting skills. So if you have different projects on your resume, like different domains, I mean, like someone is working in health, and again next project they're working with e-commerce, and next project they're working with so that would really excite me. Usually it is seen as like, oh, okay, they don't have a proper
Right,
expertise, but
right.
I feel when you work in different domains, you inherently solve that problem of adapting yourself with that
Wow.
functional wise. So I always believe
Yes.
that because I did that. I worked in different domains, and that kind of gave me different perspectives every time. It's definitely challenging because you have to learn few things on the go, but that learning will always compound over the time, and that will help you in quick learning skills,
Great.
quick adapting skills. So from the resume standpoint, I always see people what new thing they've added in each project instead
Correct.
of repeating the same thing in the resume. Yeah.
Job seekers, if you are listening and if you have got experience in different domains, please don't feel demotivated. Sindhuja has given you the right answer. Yes, you are adaptable. You are, and this experience will definitely compound. Moving on to the
Yeah.
next question. This question is basically on cultural fitment and values. Sindhuja ji, Plarty is not just an app. As far as I know, it's a philosophy. How do you sense, talent? How do you sense in those first few minutes of an interview whether a candidate truly aligns with this technology with heart culture, or if they are just really good at pretending it?
Okay. So from culture aspect, I don't expect them to understand about party or what they're going to
Okay.
do. I always use few scenario based questions. So something like from their experiences, I would want them to tell few which they remember. What problem did they solve, which they feel accomplished. That is like a positive thing that I want to hear from them. Also, I want because in working in startup is very tough. So
Right.
I cannot afford give people who give up. So usually in life or in any project, there are few days where you think you did good, but the whole team might not recognize that effort. I believe this happens with everybody, right?
Right.
Sometimes you did do a lot of stuff, but it doesn't get recognized. Definitely every IT employee will face this situation, is what I feel. So I ask those, like, where you feel you've solved a problem very efficiently, but the team has not recognized that. How did you cope up by yourself, and how did you go back to your work? And if you where did you fail miserably, and you went, did you give up, or did you like actually go, and how did you solve that problem? And being a team player, you always have to like talk to teammates, and always you will have to handle few people which are not aligned with you. So how do you basically align with them, or honestly tell your opinions that, or maybe this is a way, right? So those are a few questions I ask, and you can immediately see if that person is like immediately telling you, or thinking too much, or making up stories. Usually you can tell
Right.
questions. So I believe in whatever they work, they will come across these situations, and whoever have dealt with coping, like who shows resilience, should come back. So that is
Correct.
my on the cultural thing. Yeah.
Correct. Moving on to the next question, Sindhuja ji, it's on basically interview techniques. Sindhuja ji, every founder has his or her own detective way of reading candidates. What are the interview techniques or interview moves you use? Like, for example, the question, the task, the curve balls that instantly tell you someone thinks and solve problems under pressure.
Yeah, definitely. So, from a startup standpoint, expert is definitely important in couple of things like dev and all. Mainly dev. For the
Okay.
development team, I would always give them a go home project. I don't believe in one interview, so I'll give them like a simple problem and how they would think. Especially in games, the user experience is very important. So I'll give them a new game or something which like a very simple game, and I'll ask them like what do they think about it, how would they develop a dev solution around it. I believe in go home projects and like give them a day to think about it and come back instead of just doing one problem interview in like an hour. And I will ask them mainly on the pseudo code. I would not go for the syntax based code. So while solving the problem, I don't expect them to do everything, but the way they are thinking, I always want them to understand from the user standpoint. Since this is a startup, I would want them to
Right.
understand what meaning they're contributed, because in big corporates it doesn't matter, you get a ticket, you solve it and go, but in especially in the startup culture, you would want them to understand what exactly they're developing, what is and this should hold some meaning. And they should be okay with revisions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Immediate feedback loop, and they should be okay with revisions. So I do like a good go home exercise. Like I first work with them, I'll tell them, okay, fine, this is not good, maybe you think about it. So I see test their patience in that assignment, and that's how I evaluate if they have patience, if they have that go-getter attitude. I wantedly give less information so that if are they open to ask questions, are they honest in asking questions, or are they asking everything where I have to like really hand feed them and tell them, okay, you have to do this,
Correct.
this, right? So those are the subtle points I notice while recruiting. That's my way of doing it.
Great, great. Such an in-depth answer, Sindhuja ji. Moving on to the next question is my favorite question, and that is basically the work culture at Plarty. See, when a new hire, walks into Plarty, what should he really expect? A culture that pushes him, a pace that energizes him, or a learning curve that humbles him? And how would you describe the actual working and the experience of working with Plarty?
Okay, sure. So, from a new hire perspective, definitely they will have a learning curve
Okay.
because we are
Oh,
building something which is very new. This is like first time experience even for me, right?
okay.
So, the learning curve is definitely
Yes.
huge. But I have this belief that whoever is coming in first, I do spend some time with them to make sure that their responsibility is understood.
Mhm.
Whatever we built till now, what components they are touching, I'll make sure that they understand what they'll be doing. That is the first thing, and I don't put any timeline on that because some can learn in 3 days, some can learn a week. That's okay, but you have to be honest enough for me with me that okay, this is I'm comfortable with these systems. So that learning curve, that adapting is always there, but I
Correct.
will help them. But the one thing I can promise with them is they will have that satisfaction of
Correct.
building something new, solving a new problem, and learning
Wow.
new things every day. Because here we are trying to do
Correct.
from data standpoint, from development standpoint, from analytics standpoint.
Correct.
Everything is open, and I believe if everybody understands what we're developing, they will be very happy. They go home back with content. So that is one
Wow.
thing. And I don't believe in micromanagement. So you will be getting full
That's
freedom. I believe that and everybody can talk. Everybody is open to give suggestions. Like I have a Gen Z intern who I
okay.
talk to regularly. Yeah, I who I talk to regularly to see to validate what his opinion is, that like because all of these games have to be very they have everybody has to be open to try this. So Gen Z is one of the generation with I am a
Great.
millennial, so I have to understand if they are liking it, right? So that's why I
Mm.
do have two Gen Z interns. So I do talk to them. I take their opinions. I never treat intern as an intern, and I believe as a CEO or a founder, I am employed to all of them to make sure that they are all in align what their feelings are and all. So I don't believe in micromanagement at all. I give full freedom. And then I take everybody's entitled to give their honest feedback and honest opinion. Due to timeline, if we are not able to implement it, definitely that suggestion would be taken in the next release. So they will get a very good opportunity to implement a feature end to end if they have that zeal to do it,
Correct.
which they will not find in big corporates where
Correct.
everybody is busy with the timelines and
Yes.
this thing. That's what they function. So that is a new thing with Plarty that they can actually get it.
Correct. Job seekers, if you're looking for a learning organization and hate micromanagement, Plarty is the place for you. Moving on to the next question is basically on career avenues in emerging technologies like AI and deep tech. Sindhuja ji, tell me, for everyone dreaming of entering into AI, deep tech, or even gaming industry, what's the real roadmap? What skills, mindsets, or habits should they start building from today onwards if they have to thrive in this future defining fields?
Yeah. So from the AI standpoint, definitely AI is here, AI is like not going to go anywhere. That is there. But everybody can update, right? So even myself, right? I have been working from a core Java developer, like Java, where it was hybrid. So I moved from multiple platforms to cloud computing. I did DevOps. So it's like even during without AI, there is always that learning curve we had in every project where we had to learn few things and implement. There was always some update every year. Of course, AI is totally a different thing, but with AI you can always get updated. That's how I got updated. So as I said, I didn't do masters in the beginning. Once the AI came into picture, that's how I pursued masters from AI, like an online masters from them, where I updated and first understood the basics. Okay, what all the machine learning basics, all the deep learning basics, right? So the first thing I would say is, from deep tech or from anything, first you position yourself on what you want to do. Do you want to actually go and do a machine learning job, or do you want to do anything, right? You want to do a data, because data is going to be the gold for any AI job. So do you want to do any data scientist, data engineer? So you decide what you want to do. And another core functionality everybody has to develop is how to understand the domain they are working. Because before it was like, we were just concerned about, okay, we will develop whatever is assigned to me. But I think everybody have to now update to see that big picture, where what domain they're working. Suppose you're working on in an e-commerce industry, how does that whole domain function, and what does your work contribute to it, and what tools are coming in it where you can learn, and how do you improvise it. So AI is like a companion to you, is what I feel.
Correct.
Even in my case, that's how I feel. Like I always constantly ask AI to challenge myself, that am I thinking about the growth properly, strategy properly? Am I having the best data quality checks and all, right? So it's like a forever companion with you to challenge in different perspectives. I use different models, I use different tools to do it. So the first thing is, I would say, decide what you want to pursue, development or use AI to build better products. And based on that, based on the domain you do, please do spend time on understanding the domain to understand the big picture of what are you contributing to that project, how will you be contributing to that project. So if these two, if you're clarified, as AI updates, you can update yourself very quickly, and then think about, okay, there will be always something missing, so you can always capture that gap, and then get into it. So these are the main things I feel will be always helpful if you to get into AI.
Such an apt answer. Moving forward, Sindhuja ji, Plarty is such a unique startup, I'll put it this way, which sits where culture, technology and human experiences intersect. So please tell us, what new roles or skills are arising from this culture tech revolution. What kind of talent will define the next wave of technology that actually feels human?
Okay, so the main thing that is on the data end,
Okay.
because this is all cultures, and we want to support different, we want to get into hyper personalization. So personalization and data are the two emerging spaces here. Suppose by personalization I don't mean like just getting into logging into your profile and showing some suggestions, and based on what you select we would be showing next, like how Netflix does and how Amazon does, right? I would want to go into an hyper personalization language also,
Okay.
that an Indian American sitting in US with Gujarati roots, right?
Hmm.
What do you want to play with your family, right? Or and then a context, you want to play different games with your family and you want to play different games with your friends, right? So that context, personalization, and the language data, right? With English data, the models are very good, they're awesome. Hindi is also a bit better, but the regional languages like Telugu, Tamil, these data,
Right.
it's still, there is a lot of
Right. Work to be done.
missing things. So,
Yes.
so the data aspect, hyper personalization, and the context personalization of where you're sitting, especially when you're playing games, where you're sitting is very important. You're hanging out in a cafe with friends, you want them to see a different set of games. You're at home, you want them to see a different set of games.
Instead of
You're
right.
with strangers in a big group, you want them. So the context personalization. So these three are the new aspects I see is emerging in the culture tech.
Wow, such a apt answer. Coming back to interview techniques, Sindhuja ji, what's that one interview mistake you keep seeing job seekers are making? The one that secretly breaks your heart a little? And what's that honest advice you wish you could tell every candidate face to face?
So I would say that any job should be beneficial to both company and the job
Okay.
holder, whoever is coming in, right? So their life is also dependent on them. So while I know it is very tough for the job holders to be assertive, but what I would say is when you're attending an interview, make some effort on what company you're working for, and try to ask some questions of what you think will be beneficial to you, because we are in an age where jobs are getting more unstable, right? There is no stability in our IT career, so spending somewhere without you developing is a huge risk. So you have to always gauge that will you be able to learn anything here, what is your day in day out looks like, and then when you ask questions, not ask the same routine questions of the typical interview templates. Ask something of what new thing, like how, what is important to you, right? And then try to build your questions based on that. So many would be like, always they want to get the job irrespective of telling whatever, ask questions like, okay, I am this, I am that, and they want to get the job, but later on they might regret. So instead of being so aligned with the interviewer and trying to understand what they want and just saying that, okay, I'll do it, I would always want them to ask some questions which they would want to understand, so that if they ask even one question where they would be like, oh, okay, what my day in day out looks like, right? Right, not like, okay, we like how many hours will I work, not like that, but like what a day in day out looks like for an employee of Plarty, or how do you implement a feature and an unknown feature, or something like what is the tech stack that you are using, something like, if it's like a dev, right? What is the tech stack that Plarty uses? So that I will be okay, fine. Then if I'm giving you a total different tech stack which you are not expecting, then you can gauge. Oh, okay, this is something totally new. Do I want to work with them or not? So you always see that as a mutual benefit. Do not see that just
Correct.
as a job.
Yes.
You have to grow every day.
Right.
You have to. Money is definitely important. I agree, but over the time. If you are not learning and not improving yourself, that's a bigger risk than not having a job right now. So spend some time to have a definitive questions to be asked every time while you are attending an interview.
Absolutely. Such a detailed answer. Sindhuja ji, I move ahead with the next question. You often say technology should be built with heart. So, how can today's young talent figure out what truly speaks to their heart and choose careers that are meaningful and not just mandatory?
Yeah, so with heart, I would mean the main thing I wanted to address was the addiction, algorithm addiction.
Oh, I see. Algorithm addiction. Okay.
These days, every media, social media app or any app I use, I always get into this loop of using it again and again and again, where the app is trying to pull me to again come and open, make it more addictive. I would, I mean, from a capitalistic point of view, definitely you have to do. But I would say that by heart, I mean serving the user is also important,
Correct.
because instead of making them open the app again and again, maybe have a restricted time where they can open, like, do not like. So for in a gaming apps, usually you see that you will be taken to an nth level, and right when you're winning, they'll throw something to buy. They'll for one step to make you win, right? So those are few things which you do to gimmick the user.
Right.
So I do not prefer those gimmicks.
Ooh.
I would rather upfront tell them that, okay, maybe, okay, this is the game and you buy this game, and show them how this will benefit them and get into it, right? So that is what I said, technology with heart. And build something where user is being also beneficial, not getting addicted or
Right.
throwing or doing something. You're showing something on the screen and doing something behind the screen. The goal you're accomplishing is different from what you're showing on the screen, right? So that is what I meant with technology with heart, and
Absolutely.
have a purpose behind everything you show on the screen. And then the cleanness, right? Like, for suppose if you see in Plarty, there is not even a single word that will come up on the screen where you should be scared if a kid will see that app.
Okay.
So
Right.
no words that, oh, okay, fine, this is not allowed, or like these days, many TV shows or many things you're scared to watch at home,
I know.
where you're like, okay, what my kid is going to listen to, right? Be it a YouTube or be it a song, a video song and all.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
now with this app, you can play anywhere, even from 1 year old, 5 years old. You can happily play, and they can see you having fun. Your kids can see you having fun, and there are a couple of kids categories to where they can play together. So the clean app where a whole family can get together
Right.
without wondering, okay, is this appropriate for this age or is it this thing? So that is another aspect which I would say that after having kids, like especially I have a 6-year-old now, so after having
Wow.
kids, it's been very challenging for us to have entertain, because TV shows, series,
bombarded. It's
movies,
bombarded.
songs, we don't know what word they'll hear, and kids these days are very smart and they catch on to that word,
Very
right?
smart.
So
Yes.
yeah. So I would
They'll
want
catch
something
what is not
families and
supposed to be.
parents. Yes, and that's why I want the families also to have fun and not worry about anything. Yeah. So this is what I meant with technology with heart.
Okay. Sindhuja ji, moving on to the next question, we would actually like to take a peep into your Plarity's future. For every job seeker who is dreaming of joining a startup like Plarity, what does the future look like? What exciting roles or job opportunities you see which would be emerging soon in Plarity startup?
So going forward, it would be more on the mobile app development, right? So anything related to AI mobile app development space, they can happily explore, bring in new platforms, bring in new tools. That is one area, mobile and AI development. And then the second is the analytics part. In a startup culture, building, measuring, getting
Wow.
feedback, building that feedback loop, right? So AI with analytics, building up innovative dashboards. That is another thing which would be very, very interesting. Because These days it's across spread across different channels to
Right.
beat web. Even with mobile apps, we do have a web channel. We will have social media channels. So to measure those impressions across platforms, building the data, analyzing the data. So that would be another huge thing to learn. And one thing is on the optimization, search engine optimization, and Gen AI optimization. Like, how do you make sure that this is visible, right? On the
Correct.
marketing end, on the digital marketing end, if you want to bring any innovative funneling strategies and all, right? So that is another new things, a strategist on the
Oh,
digital
I see.
marketing.
Oh, I
So
see.
these are the three improving.
Great.
These are going to be the next big things for Plarty. Now that we are into the market and we have a well established product, distributing the product, analyzing the product, and bringing more and more new things, new features to the product, right? So these three are the main things that they can. This is going to evolve more and more, very fast, because we have to keep
Great.
up with the current AI culture. So yeah, so these three are the main things which are
Absolutely.
going to shape up Platinum's future.
Job seekers, if you're watching, there are exciting roles coming up at Plarty. Just stay tuned and stay updated. All right, Sindhuja ji, we have reached that part of the show which I called it as a rapid fire section, a section where your brain has zero point 0.2 seconds to respond, your heart has no time to be emotional, and your inner founder has to answer with pure instinct. My first question goes to you right now. One thing you would instantly hire someone for, even without looking at their resume.
Best reference?
Wow. Fastest decision you made as a founder that turned out to be genius.
The color palette, which is the saffron logo, the one with the color palette, which is the first impression of the user. Yeah.
Great. One non-negotiable trait every startup employee must have.
The go-getter attitude, not wait for instructions.
If you could delete one cliche interview answer from the world forever, which one would it be?
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Okay.
Because
What's
we don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 days. So
right? What's harder, building a startup, raising a toddler, or explaining AI to relatives at family functions?
currently, with the challenging I have raising a toddler, I think tech is much important, very
Wow.
important. Because
Okay, that's
raising
that's
a
a mom
toddler is
saying you.
a
That's a
yes,
mom
yes,
saying right now.
definitely.
Yes,
Yeah, definitely. Raising a toddler
is
is a
yes.
most challenge. From the family functions, I actually have a very good clear boundaries of who is going to affect me. So family functions and all, I am not at all bothered by the
Okay,
typical
okay,
Indian. Yeah, yeah.
okay. Right,
That,
right.
yeah.
I move on to the last question of this rapid fire. One word you want people to feel when they think of clarity.
Having the best time with the cousins, families, whichever group you have the best eye to eye contact, and not worry about the timelines, and just have fun
Great.
related to whatever you lived with till
Yes.
now.
Such wise and extempore answers. And this brings to the end of this particular episode of Let's Hear It from Job Seekers. If your brain is not overflowing with career wisdom right now, either you are not listening or you have already achieved inner peace. And a huge thank you to Sindhuja ji for dropping such truth bombs, career hacks, and culture tech learnings we didn't even knew we needed. Job seekers, it's time to hydrate you now. Update your resume, manifest an offer, and please stop applying to jobs at 3 a.m. in the morning and forgetting about them by sunrise. This is Let's Hear It from where the wisdom is free, learnings are forever, and I'm signing off before this mic files complaint. Viewers, if you have laughed, learned, or mildly panicked today, please hit the like and smash the subscribe button. See you soon in the next episode of Let's Hear It from. Same vibes, new guest, new learnings. Bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you.